Come on, everybody. It's time for the show.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our November episode of On the Bright Side with our hosts, Jane Degenshine and Jerry Marino. I'm Jane.
And I'm Jerry. How are you tonight, Janie?
I am well, and we survived that Sandy hurricane, tropical storm, whatever it was. How about you, Jer? How are you?
Well, the superstorm only gave us some super cold and some winds. But other than that, we're faring well. It's kind of cold and 36 degrees this morning here in Matthews, North Carolina. I'm waiting for spring to come.
Oh, you got a long wait, but
it's better. But our hearts and our thoughts and prayers do go out to those of our family members and friends and acquaintances up in the Northeast corridor there. They, You heard the expression "Let there be light," Janie?
yes. Let there be light. Yep.
I think my brother-in-law in Freehold is still not having light yet, and their water wasn't running either because of the electricity. But how did you make out?
We lost power for 8 days. We made it work. Larry worked from home. He has an air card. A couple of mornings we went over to Whole Foods and made friends with people. You know us. Donuts line. I'm talking about the internet show and the NFB convention coming up. You know, there's always time to make a new friend. So we made the most of it. And our house, 3 trees fell down. Actually, one of our skylights is cracked. But, you know, the bottom line of the story is we're here. And we're safe, and hopefully that was the worst we'll ever see in our lifetime because it was really incredible. Some of the stats I heard were Hurricane Irene that was on last year, that we had last year, had, let me get it right now, 25,000 trees down. This one had 113,000 trees down. So just showing you the magnitude of the different utility poles, 2,500, Irene, over 5,500 in this one, Sandy. So it was more than Sandy. But for those of you listeners out there, we're happy that you're listening. And if you know someone whose power is out, get them the podcast and let them listen to it some other time. We're here this evening, and hopefully our connection will stay well with you. And, Jerry, isn't it time for a really good quote?
You know what? I was thinking that if one of us would come up with an inspirational quote, it would be good after hearing all of that sad and down thing. But I bet you have a quote.
I do have a quote, and it's kind of for Thanksgiving, since that's coming up, and we have Veterans Day that just passed. So it's a nice month. Thanksgiving is generally a nice month with family and friends and remembering. And so this quote is this. It's not what you gather, but what you scatter that makes you who you are. So you can give money, you can gather jewelry, you can gather extra cars, extra things, but it's how you scatter it with everybody else that makes people remember who you are and gives you meaning. So that's my quote for tonight. What do you think, Jer?
Was that by Johnny Appleseed by any chance?
No.
Oh, well, it sounded like something.
Didn't it? Oh, man.
Do we have a phone number? Would you like me to?
Yeah, the one with 888? Yes, do that one for me.
Now, we would appreciate a phone call. Please pick up the phone and dial 1-888-572-0141. That's 1-888-572-0141. Please call us. Please.
Oh, you sound so cute. Well, the way this show is going to be structured is this. We're going to go to commercial break in a minute, and then we come back to a 20-minute segment. We'll be discussing a lot of things, including Sandy, Hurricane Sandy. If you have any comments about that, how you got through it, I have a nice story about the darkness, which I can share. Thanksgiving, we're going to be talking about that. And we're also going to be talking about the NFB State Convention that just finished. last weekend on Sunday. And so if you want to call in, please do so, 1-888-572-0141. But for right now, I want you to sit back and relax for just 2 minutes or so. And I promise you, when you come back, you'll know it was worthwhile. Stay where you are.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
You take the family to the food court. Your wife and Pete head for tacos. You and Danny want Chinese. You look up at the menu. You look down to see what Danny wants. But you don't see Danny.
Danny!
Every parent knows that feeling. Imagine if he were actually abducted. To receive free Amber Alerts on your cell phone, go to wirelessamberalerts.org. A child is calling for help. Brought to you by the Wireless Foundation, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Ad Council.
Mommy, you sure take the time and do a lot just to keep me safe. Knee pads, baby gates, corner cushions, socket covers, and that fancy car seat for big girls like me. Where'd you find that thing?
The odds of a child being in a fatal automobile accident? 1 in 23,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
So, Mom, while you're remembering to protect me from the unthinkable, don't dismiss the possible.
Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
McGruff here.
I think I'm gonna need your help. I've got an internet bully.
Okay, well, what you do is...
Maybe you could put a virus on her computer.
You don't have to do that,
Or maybe we could get an attack dog.
Wait. All you need to do to stop an internet bully is delete their messages and never forward them on.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. For more information, visit ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Welcome back to the show. And now, here's Janie.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for staying where you were. I promised you that it would be a worthwhile suggestion and decision for you. And so Jerry and I have promised to make that happen. Wherever you are, it's okay.
Hi, Janie. Were you calling me?
Yes, I was.
Oh, because you blacked out for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. But I did want to mention before we go on that we do have a phone number for those that just tuned in, and after the 8:30 break, or the half break, whatever you want to call it, we're going to have a tribute to veterans. So if you know a veteran, go get one to the TV, to the phone, to the mobile device. But it's 1-888-572-0141. So Janie.
Yes.
How was your week so far? Convention, storms.
Oh, boy.
Everything.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. The convention was absolutely wonderful, and due to Sandy, a lot of schools had school for teachers convention. So we missed a lot of people. A lot of people were ill. Many of the people that were responsible for a lot of tasks that we needed couldn't come. So it was a much smaller group, but it was equally as loud.
Wow.
So we really made the place rock, and I think a lot of people learned a whole bunch. We had a wonderful technology workshop, the Senior Possibilities Fair. We had over 100 people there, Jer.
That's great.
Yeah, and they showed, let's see, Lydia, if you know Lydia, she did all of her arts and crafts. Geraldine was in charge of the whole ADL side, and they were pouring liquid. Chef Ali, do you know Ali?
Yes.
Okay, so he got his chef's license. He passed and went to school for that. And he's actually interviewing, I think, yesterday in Somerset. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but hopefully he got that job. But in any event, and there were all kinds of braille displays and cards and games and slate and stylus and all of that. We also had sense of smell. Not you sensing your smell, Jerry. I mean, picking up a thing and being able to determine whether it's onion or Jerry. No.
Close.
And then on the technology side, we had Alice was the woman of all trades, I called her. She did her iPhone. She did her computer. She did the digital player. She did all kinds of things. Anna DeSantis was there, and she's in love with the Victor Stream. So a nice chat with her. Digital player, the basic and the advanced, and we just had a ball. Over 100 people came in. That the vendors were getting upset because nobody was in the exhibit room. Everybody was in our area.
What was Charles Solomon there?
Yes, Charles Solomon.
Oh, he's so nice.
Yeah, I think if we ever do it again, we'll have the vendors in the same room with the Possibilities Fair.
And I think we should give a shout out to Michelle Cheney because she was a little under the weather. You know, we want to make sure that she gets better.
Michelle Cheney, I talked to her the other day, and her voice sounded great. And I wanted to tell you that we have a caller on line 1. Hold on, caller, for 1 second. We had Sunday morning, after the invocation, we always do the chapter and division wrap-up. And I did the technology wrap-up because Michelle was ill. And I misspoke. I meant to say Michelle Cheney is getting better. She doesn't have to breathe so often to get her words out. But what came out was, after going to sleep for 2 hours, I said, we all have to be thankful Michelle Cheney isn't breathing as much. They're like, what? I said, oh, wait a minute. I misspoke. Okay. We have a caller, Jerry, on line 1.
Line 1?
Yes. Line 1 caller. We don't know who it is because nobody has a name. Line 1 caller, are you there?
Yes, I am, Jane.
Hey, it sounds like Brian Mackey.
It is.
It sounds like Brian Mackey.
It is. Brian Mackey was elected as what, Brian?
Secretary of the Affiliate.
Secretary of the Affiliate. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I knew someone who was a secretary of
I also want to give a good shout out to the affiliate members. Thank you for allowing me to be your new secretary. I'll try to meet the standard left by B. I also want to give a hello thing. On Saturday, I gave a presentation panel with Rick Fox, Kevin Cisco, and Eva Worry, which talk about our company. I gave a brief overview of my company, which is Mackey Enterprises. They how that started, kind of different assignments I've done so far, and a little background about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You are an enterprising young fellow.
And of course, if anyone wants to contact me regarding my company, or you have any you need to talk to me regarding the affiliate, you can contact me at 609-953-698 or at bmackey88@gmail.com.
Good.
Very good.
And that panel was great because it was Brian, your company does financial, right?
Yeah, data entry or basic bookkeeping.
Right. And then Kevin Cisco does computer targeting and troubleshooting and problems like that, installing software and those kinds of things. And Rick
Correct.
Fox's company does basically consulting and teaching and training.
Correct.
And that was really a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I did a lot of great reviews on me doing mine, but I don't know how the reviews haven't that.
I think everything went pretty well.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I said I heard it
went
very well.
Go ahead, Jer.
I said I heard it went very well.
Good.
And I also, Brian, I'd like to congratulate you. And as you might be aware, I'm one of the former secretaries of the affiliate, and I'd be more than happy to help you in any way I could. I learned a few things. One, I'll tell you right now: don't ever sit next to Joe Ruffalo at a meeting because it'll give you work. So that's number one. And number two, get caller ID and don't answer the phone when he calls. Those are the two things I can help you with. But other than that, seriously, if you have my email me if you have. I'll certainly be able to go over, because I actually, Janie, I used to take notes, like, how would you say, propitious notes or copious notes?
Yes.
Pages upon pages of notes, like 8 or 9 pages. And remember Barbara Pierce, the former editor of the Sounding Board?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Yes.
You remember, right? So I asked her about how do you take notes. I thought she'd do very well. 1-page notes for the wherever she goes, if she could. 1 page. So I couldn't get it down to one, but I did get it down to a couple. So she taught me something. So Brian, good luck. Right? Back to you.
Yes, and thanks for calling in, Brian.
No problem.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing you in Field with Jane at the at-large hall.
Large call, yep, and I'll see you after the holiday party, hopefully.
I won't be going to the holiday party.
Okay, well, I won't be seeing you there, but I'll see you on the calls. How's that?
All right.
Okay, stay well, honey.
But Janie, you mentioned something about what Geraldine did. What was it, ADL?
Yes.
What does that stand for? Adjustment to Daily Living?
Activities of daily living.
Well, may I tell you a small antidote?
You can even tell me a big antidote, you. What, are you sick?
Well, you know how, like, when you become gainfully employed with the commission, they put your case, like, inactive.
Yes.
But then when you either get promoted or you move from one building to another, they reactivate your case. Mm-hmm. Well, I was at my office in Broad Street, and Florence Bloom, remember Florence? I don't know.
Yes.
Do you remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Janie?
Yes.
Okay. And her driver, Mike. I don't know if you know Mike.
No.
Anyway, they were there, and I had met Florence once or twice before, and she was asking me all kinds of questions, intake questions, and she says, would you like some technology training? And I said, oh, yes, I'd like technology training. Mm-hmm. I could really use a computer. She goes, how about some mobility? I said, oh, yes. This is a new building. I need to know where to go, back and forth, and it's a different location. I've only visited there. Then she said, how about some ADL, ironing and cooking? I said, I have a wife for that. And she almost jumped over the desk and slapped me.
Poor Madeline.
And Mike was laughing his head off.
Aww.
Yeah, I paid for that. I did pay for that. That's 1-888-572-0141. Help me.
Aw.
But
well, you're doing a good job, because I think there's somebody. I think there's somebody that's going to be calling in a little bit. But I want to talk about Thursday night, because were you a member of the Northern chapter when you were up here,
Oh,
Jerry?
yes. That was my first. Well, I won't say my only chapter, because we started our own chapter in Belleville, and then we dissolved that one. But I was always a member of the Northern chapter, always.
Right. And so Thursday night they had a very nice. It was on the small side. I guess maybe 35 people were there, 30 people, but 30 heartwarming people, and different people made presentations. Rebecca, the president of the Northern chapter's grandchildren were there, and they were so adorable. Shayla and Timmy, and they were helping everybody do everything. And they started out very shy, and by the end of the night, Joe had them up there. And how old do you think I am? And Shayla says in her cute, sweet voice, I think you're 85. And everybody broke out laughing.
Missed it by 5, 90.
Yeah, but it was
this was
good.
in
Thursday
honor
night was
of
good.
Dr. Ed?
Yeah, hold on one second, Joe. We're going to talk about Ed in a minute, because we have a caller. We have another caller on line 2. Are you there, caller on line 2?
Janie and Jerry.
Woohoo! It sounds like Trish.
Hi.
It's me, all right. How you guys doing?
Oh, you're coming in loud and clear. This is great.
Woohoo!
All right. Tell us about your thoughts, Missy.
My thoughts about what?
On what?
On the convention?
Anything you want. On books, how nice I am. Do you like the way Jerry's new hairdo is? I mean, I forgot.
Oh, yes. Well, besides all that, I just wanted to say that the convention this past weekend was absolutely fabulous.
Oh.
we did a wonderful job. I know that having the Senior Possibilities Fair alone gave the NFB such a boost because there were so many people there from departments of agings and this place and that place and senior buildings that never even knew of the NFB. They found out about the NFB, and they also found out about so many great resources that are out there for seniors and people with vision loss. And it was just so exciting the whole time. Busy, 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 but lots of fun, lots of good information. And I had the best roommate in the world, Jane.
Aww. I know our room was the
loudest,
loudest, I can tell you that.
Jane.
Oh, boy.
That's
and
funny.
Trish, tell Jerry what you were elected to. We had Brian as a secretary, right, of the affiliate. Trish, what are you now nominated to and you got?
I was nominated and accepted to be the vice president of the Guide Dog Association of New Jersey, baby!
Yes!
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that and, doing everything that we're doing with Dusty's Law and all. And, it really was a really, really great, exciting time this past weekend. It was great. Everybody just pitched in and helped and was kind to each other. And It really, really was a great time.
Yes, absolutely. And there was a lot of singing involved, especially Thursday night, right?
God is great. Sing it, Janie. You did such a great job. Janie was the best singer this weekend, I tell you.
Oh, my gosh, Jerry. I got out of control on Thursday night. It seemed like it needed it was very respectful, I would say, and reserved, for the most part. And then it just needed like a little upbeat thing. So I put on this song called God is Working, He is Working, God is working even now. And I let it out like I was in a Baptist church. Right, Trish? Trish was rolling.
She did it with so much spirit and so much enthusiasm that I just pictured her swinging back and forth, right and left, as she's singing and dancing and clapping and swirling. I mean, she just sang with such enthusiasm, and it was great. It was really, really great. It was
I was wiped out for 3 days
convention.
after that, but no.
Funny.
It was fun. It was.
And Jane's singing was fantastic, and Joe's jokes were so funny. It was fun. We laughed our butts off. We fell asleep at night laughing. It was great.
It was good. Yeah,
I
we
can
just missed
imagine.
Jerry, right? That would have made it the best.
Yeah, well, that's why it was
exactly,
dignified.
Jerry.
Said I
Sad
wasn't
that
there.
happened that way, but there's always next year.
Jerry said
That's right.
that's why it was dignified. He wasn't there.
Oh, that's that there was nobody in coconut bras and wearing skirts this year. That's why.
No
yeah.
one doing Man Piaba and the Town Piaba.
So, guys, keep up the good work with the radio show. You guys sound just fabulous,
Thank you.
fabulous, and keep up the great work. And talk to you guys soon.
All right, thanks for calling
Thank
in, honey.
you.
All right, and remember, God is working, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, we laughed so much.
Somehow we have to teach her to pump up her energy level.
Trish's? Yeah, I know.
She's too low, too slow, What a doll.
Oh, it's good. It's all good, yeah.
But when you were saying about the senior possibility, every time I hear the word that, I think of postability.
Oh, well, that's you with food again.
Postability.
Here
Yeah,
we
it's
go
always
again.
thinking about my food and stuff like that. But getting back to the superstorm, I heard that some stores actually just opened their doors, cooked their food, and served it to the people who were walking by because they couldn't keep it.
They did.
And I heard that in the Greenbrier section of Brick, off of Burnt Tavern Road, they commandeered the community center, and they took all the food that everybody wanted to bring, and they cooked it. And thank God they had some electricity, and the deep freezers were running, so they were able to keep everything frozen that needed to be frozen. And they cooked on outdoor grills that they had purchased, and they fed everybody that came. And the part that really, warmed my heart was that the people who couldn't get out, they brought food to them.
Oh.
And that's what being an American, a countryman, that's what it's all about, And I think that's why our veterans serve, because they know it's a great country,
Absolutely. Yeah, there was a lot of that. We actually saw, well, my husband told me there were trucks, PSE&G type trucks, electric trucks and gas and things from all over. He said, Jane, there's one that says Oklahoma. There's one that says Minnesota. Oh, my gosh, there's one from Louisiana. Like those, because they had to.
Right. There was even one from the land of Oz flew in. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Actually, Kansas did come. But the one quick story I'm going to say, because we're going to go to a break in about 4 or 5 minutes, when it's dark and there's no power, and we gave our flashlight to one daughter, our big lantern to another daughter, another big thing to my mother-in-law so they wouldn't be out of the dark. And when it came time for the lights to go out, Larry said, Jane, we don't have any flashlights. I'm like, well, we have candles. As far as I'm concerned, if it's pitch black, I know the house. So he lit candles, and he put them by the piano, and he played piano, and I sang for hours at night. And it was a very homey time. We lit a fire in the fireplace, and that area was, I wouldn't say warm, but it wasn't 45. It was like, 48, 52. I mean, it was doable. And we sang, he played, it was beautiful. And then he said, I need to take the candle upstairs. You want to come up with me now? I said, no, I'm going to listen to my book player, and I'll be fine, And so in the middle of the night, anyway, morning comes, I talked to my mother-in-law and other people. They're like, oh, my gosh, it was so cold in the middle of the night. We were bundled up in blankets, and we couldn't get to the bathroom. Like, what do you mean you couldn't get to the bathroom? Where are you? Well, we're in our house. I said, yeah, but the bathroom did. You walk 6 feet, and you're in the bathroom. Stuff like find out a lot of stories from the convention where a lot of people that were blind were helping other people cope with the darkness.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, because to us it's our normal way of being, and to them they were so frightened. It's pitch black. I might walk into the staircase is always here. It's always here.
Right, and it's not an escalator. It doesn't move. There's a building downtown Newark, 18 Rector Street, and I worked there. And the lights went out. We were on the 3rd floor, right. And I made an announcement. If anyone needs any help getting back and forth to wherever they wanted to go, I'll be more than happy to help.
Good. You're smart. That's what you have to do.
But and I told you the story when we had that big power outage in August of 03, and we went to my mother's building at 7 William Street in Nutley, and she was 97 years old, sitting outside, 7 o'clock at night. Okay. So we helped her up the steps, and the steps were pitch dark. Their battery thing didn't work. Uh-huh. So I'm going up the steps, and Madeline's saying to me, Jerry, slow down. I said, what's the matter? She goes, it's dark. We can't see. I was just taking one step after the other like usual.
Yes,
So finally I went back down to help them, and then when we got to the door, opened it up, and some ambient light from the hallway all the way down was coming in, so they were able to see where they needed to go. But we and that story when we did the tour of the National Building in Baltimore, in the National Federation of the Blind building, we walked into a corridor that was all pitch black, and Madeline was with us, and everybody else was blind, and we were talking, saying this, and look at these plaques and here and there. And Madeline saying, "Excuse me," and excuse me. I said, "What's the matter?" She goes, "It's dark in here. We can't see. I can't see." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're handicapped." I paid for that one too.
You know what I usually do? I do "Welcome to my world." That's what I usually sing when somebody does that. I can't see. Jerry, it's time for us to take a break already.
Wow!
Didn't that go fast? I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're coming right into a YouTube about veterans, correct?
Right, and must listen. A must listen.
Yes.
It's two.
Here you are. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then we'll come back to that particular piece. Then we'll talk for a little more, and then we have another bit about veterans. So stay where you are. We'll be back in about 4 minutes, and hope to see you then. Stay tuned.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Well, howdy! Thanks for coming to Big Bubba's. We got a mess of used cars. What can we do for you?
We're looking for,
something cute.
Well, here's a beauty, a 99 model with a moon roof. As a bonus, we'll throw in a leaking gas tank. You could be driving and kaboom! Adds that zing of excitement.
You got any other cars?
Wouldn't it be great if you could be warned of life's risks? If you have diabetes, you can. There's a simple blood test called A1C that can help measure your risk of complications such as heart attack. Why is it important? Because 2 out of 3 people with diabetes die from a heart attack or stroke. If your A1C is above 7, your doctor can show you how to lower it. If you have diabetes, know your risk for heart attack. Know your A1C. Ask your doctor, or for more information, go to www.diabetesa1c.org or call 1-877-TEST-A1C. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation International, and the Ad Council.
Amber Alert, abducted child, African-American girl, 6 years old. Suspect, Caucasian male, 30 to 35, 6 feet, 180 pounds, wearing blue shirt, black jeans.
Now when an Amber Alert is issued,
White van, out-of-state license, X-ray 687 Charlie.
you can get the same information the authorities get right on your cell phone. Sign up for free at wirelessamberalerts.org. When an Amber Alert is issued in the areas you've chosen, you'll receive a free text message. If you spot the vehicle, the suspect, or the child described in the alert, call 911. Sign up today at wirelessamberalerts.org. Think of it. Something as simple as a free text message could free an abducted child.
All units, Amber Alert canceled. Child recovered safely. Suspect is in custody. Repeat, Amber Alert canceled.
wirelessamberalerts.org. A child is calling for help. This message brought to you by the Wireless Foundation, the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Ad Council.
They're going to jump out of trees. They'll go down the slide head first. They'll make parachutes out of sheets. They'll balance on things that are impossible to balance on, like the back of a couch. They'll run with sharp objects. They'll climb things that won't hold their weight. They'll put their fingers in places where they could get smashed. They'll drive their tricycles down steep hills. They'll bounce balls off their faces. They'll step on each other. They'll jump on each other. They'll invent whole new ways to put themselves in jeopardy. But one of the most dangerous things kids will do happens while they're sitting perfectly still. Kids who ride in a car without a booster seat are much more likely to suffer serious or fatal injury during a crash than kids in boosters. But amazingly, 80% of all kids who need them aren't in them. After a toddler seat and until they're 4'9", booster kids, and don't let them down.
Go to boosterseat.gov to learn more about the importance of boosters. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Hello.
Is Joey home?
Joey, the door.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Hello, son. I'm Dean Rubin from college. I'm here to invite you to join us this fall.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a day.
Well, we've reviewed your application.
Give me an E.
No, wait. Right, you didn't actually fill out an application.
I didn't think I had to.
You know what? That's fine. Because your algebra grade certainly... No? Wait, you didn't actually take...
Well, no one told me I was supposed to...
whatever. You really want to go to college, and we really want to have you.
Joey, out of bed.
Hey, wake up. You can't dream your way into college. There are actual steps you need to take. For all the steps, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Okay, Jerry, Jane, I'm on the air. The video's playing, but there's no sound, so I'm going to bring it back to you, and then we'll fix that.
Okay. All right, everybody, we'll get back to that video momentarily, but we're going to talk about vets right now, veterans, and Veterans Day that just passed. So, Jerry, you want to take, honey?
Sure. I was just thinking that we all are either veterans or no veterans, friends of veterans, or we all have acquaintances and come in contact with people that have served. And unfortunately, some of those people that have served didn't come back. And we want to honor those
wait a minute.
this night. And we want to honor those that came back, and we want to thank them for their service. And, I mean, it's a hard thing. I think about it, leaving, whether you're man or woman or whatever, leaving your family, leaving what you're used to. I mean, I can just think about those, because we've read about the big ocean liners that were converted from passenger ships to troop ships, and what they must be thinking on their way to something that I would say the majority of them have never been to, never been in a situation. And it's to save, what we look at as America today. And we appreciate that. It's a struggle. Of course, they have good times as well, right, Janie?
Yes, they do. And Jared, do you know that poem? It's the veteran that.
No, I don't.
Hear that? I don't know all of it, but I'll just give you two little sentences from it that I can remember. It's the veteran, not the preacher, that gave us freedom of religion.
Yes, keep on reading.
It's the veteran, not the journalist, that gave us freedom of speech. And it goes on and on like that. It's just a beautiful poem. So look it up. It's the veteran is the title of it. And so we have to remember that. And are we ready to play this little video, Len?
Another second or two.
Oh, another second. Okay. So if you have a veteran, if you know someone, my brother Joe is the best. I used to say the best vet, but now I call him my best vet. And he, of course, served in Vietnam. A couple of people were losing their mental faculties a while ago. Someone was going through dementia. And she said, "Did you serve in World War II?" Joe goes, "No, I was born after the war." He goes, "Well, that's odd, So I just want to.
I wonder why you didn't say Revolutionary War.
He had a little hair then. I guess he didn't look that old,
Well, I always have. They always claimed that I was in the Battle of the Bulge, when it comes to my stomach.
The Battle of Bull Run too. Okay, I think we're ready for this video. So stay where you are and absorb and think and be grateful.
Every year on November 11th, our nation pays respect to Veterans Day.
A day when we honor our military veterans and thank them for their service with solemn ceremonies and festive parades.
It's a proud day filled with meaning for everyone who has served.
The great-grandfather at Iwo Jima, low crawling in volcanic ash.
The uncle who overcame fear for his own life, fighting an unseen enemy in the jungles of Vietnam. The sister on the streets of Baghdad during civil affairs missions.
The friend scanning the valley below for the enemy from a mountaintop in Afghanistan.
Even higher still, the neighbor who patrols the skies.
Veterans Day is a time to hear the stories of combat and sacrifice from those who served our country, and each has a powerful story to tell.
We have another story to share with you. It's also a story of honor, integrity, and sacrifice.
Thousands of civilian volunteers, some without any direct connection to the military, are giving their time, effort, and resources in support of our veterans every day.
The World War II Memorial here in Washington, D.C. is the center of a grassroots effort happening all across this country. Volunteers for the Honor Flight Network want to make sure World War II veterans get a chance to experience this monument, built in their honor.
Volunteers help Vietnam veterans get the welcome home they so richly deserve. Like here at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Skilled volunteers help the charity Homes for Our Troops,
build brigades help lay the foundations for free homes to wounded veterans.
Colleges and universities all across the country partner with Department of Veterans Affairs to get veterans a quality education through benefits they've earned.
There are almost 100,000 volunteers across the country
who help take care of and connect with veterans in VA medical centers and facilities.
Thousands of American volunteers just like you are helping veterans in numerous ways. You can help too, and it's easy.
If you'd like to learn how to bring veterans into your classroom, or how to volunteer at VA medical centers across the country,
or volunteer with veterans service organizations like we've outlined here,
visit our website at www.va.gov/OPA/VetsDay.
imagine the stories you will hear and the stories you will become part of.
Let's make every day Veterans Day, because we can never thank them enough.
That was a beautiful selection, Jerry. You picked a good one.
Thank you. But I was thinking of that.
Very touching.
Touching, and when you think about it, and there are ways that we could volunteer, whether, I know in New Jersey there you have the Veterans Administration, East Orange, and I know there's some sort of VA institution up, something in northern Jersey, and there's southern Jersey, and there's one down here in Charlotte. And all you got to do is just look for the Veterans Administration in the phone book and say, how can I help? How can I volunteer? You might have you might have a talent you could use, but if you have a mouth and can talk and have ears to listen, sometimes that's all you need.
And you can even do something simple like all administrations have clothes pickups, and they'll come right to your house, and you just put it on your bag. You write down the VA, and they give you the number, and they'll pick up the clothes right from your front stoop and give them to somebody that's in need. I love that.
Right.
It's very simple.
Or
anybody can do that.
Or it could be a book or an electronic device, or the best ways to get involved is to be involved and to make that phone call, and then call us up at 1-888-572-0141 in a couple months and tell us what you did.
Absolutely.
But Janie,
yes,
in order to fulfill our salute to the veterans, now that was a nice, quiet piece, wouldn't you say?
I would say mellow and reflective.
Reflective. Well, now we're going to play something a little less mellow, if you know who Gene Simmons is, from Kiss. But this is, and I think we might have played this last year, but who cares? It's good. It's Gene Simmons's Salute to the Armed Forces.
Oh, yeah! Here we go! Now that's what I'm talking about! Yeah! We're gonna start with Army. If you know the words, sing it! Goes like this. Over there as we hit the dusty trail, and the caissons go rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, count of march right about, and the caissons go rolling along. Then it's high, high heat in the field artillery. You know it. Loud and strong. For wherever you go, you will always know that the Army goes rolling along. The U.S. Army is rolling along. Now, do you know the words? I need you to sing it. 2, 3. From the halls of London, that's right, to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim of United States Marine, of United States Marine. One more song. Colonel, come on out. This is about America, it's about God, and it's about country. If you know the words, sing it. Colonel. Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night and the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, like we're born. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
You know, this is really incredible. It reminds me of the convention. On the Saturday morning, we started out with an invocation, which I was fortunate enough to do. And then we did the Pledge of Allegiance, the NFB pledge. Joe read the poem, It's the Veteran. And then I got to sing It's Proud to Be an American. So we went from reflective to celebratory. And that's the way the world is. You know, you reflect on things, you make them penetrate your outer skin, if you will, and then you revel in it if you can. And that's the feeling I hope you have at this Thanksgiving season, that you always are grateful, you're always happy, if you can be. Obviously, if you're in the middle of a storm like Sandy and you have no home, we get that. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully, for all of us, and you can rely on other people to help you get through. There's hands waiting to pull you out. Just remember that. Jared, comments?
Well, yeah, when you were saying that, I was just thinking that if you're able to think what condition you're in a condition that some people maybe, aren't, meaning that maybe their tragedy struck and they're no longer with us. And they're no longer here. At least if you're living and you're breathing, there's hope. There's always hope, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen the next day. We always tend to think something sour is going to happen, or look, first it was a hurricane, then it was a snowstorm. Then I looked in the mirror and I shocked myself how good looking I am. I mean, this it's just amazing how we tend as a people to think negative, but really we should look on the bright side and say, it's only so many days till Christmas, Hanukkah, right? It's only so many days to springtime. Mm-hmm. We could skate through these days. Yeah. So you don't have electricity. You think about, electricity wasn't, given to us by some, God-given grant or something like that. Mm-hmm. I always like that saying, it's my God-given right to be an atheist. But think about it. There's countries today. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my friend Johnny. As a matter of fact, he called me up today.
Yes.
Johnny married a woman from Cambodia. And she related a story of during that big time when the help me with the was it the Khmer Rouge or somebody like that was just chasing everybody.
Yes,
She spent I don't know whether it was at least 2 weeks or months. Either was bad in the jungle running for her life.
Ugh.
Talk about facilities, electricity, batteries.
Yeah.
So Johnny last year went to go see them, her parents, in Cambodia. And when they got to the village that they lived in, they lived on houses on stilts so that the animals wouldn't get them. No electricity, no facilities, and they were happy. So sometimes when something like this, a storm, an outage, Janie, I bet you it said to you, how come Larry and you don't sit at the piano and light the candles and do the Liberace thing and play and just listen and toast marshmallows or something? But there's always something in our way. We're always busy, always ready to do something.
Really, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And, we've always come from a place of gratitude and gratefulness. And even in the worst times, the thing I always say is tomorrow's another page. We're going to be all right. Even if we're in the doldrums of something bad. Even when my mother passed away. Even when my dad passed away, I was miserably sad. I love them to pieces. But immediately I told myself, how many people can say that they were X amount of years old, they had their parents, they were close with their parents, and I can replay those videos in my head over and over of all those beautiful memories, funny ones, silly ones where my mother said, you have the choice to do your homework anytime you want, as long as it's 3:30. Like, well, what kind of choice is that?
That's,
and I remember her saying
funny.
that, got to get your homework done, then you can go play. But there's
we
no
have
choice.
and then did you ever hear people say, and this is funny, if you really examine it, the good old days. Remember that? The good old days.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be people 40 years from today.
I think this is
call today the good old days. Little did we know that the rotten here and now becomes the good old days.
Oh.
So why can't we just have the good old days today? Why do we have to wait?
We don't. Every day is the good old day.
Every day is the good days. You could do it by volunteering. You can do it by just smiling. Like when you go to the counter at the store, at the grocery store or the drugstore, and when the person is there, and you could see sometimes they're a little sad, or maybe, how are you doing today? How's your day going? Something like that. Rarely do I hear rotten, but don't ask me. But can I tell you what I did?
You can. Is it clean?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Of course.
My grandson loves the Avengers,
Uh-huh.
Iron Man, Captain America. Well, there's a book on the NLS Bard site.
Yes.
And it's called The Origin of Stories Superheroes, and it's Thor, and it's the Avengers, and it's Captain America. And I downloaded the book. Now I didn't know how he would like it. I tried to find the book in the like on Amazon, but I couldn't find it. So, and I didn't bother with the library. I figured, let's see if he'll listen to it. And he listened to it, and he enjoyed it. And he says, "Oh, I didn't know that." And he learned, and I learned a little too about Thor and Captain America.
Very
but it was
good.
It was like they were reading a comic book without reading the comic book. Like it was sort of a comic book tale, the way they were talking about it. But it was like the biography of Captain America or Thor or of Iron Man or something. It was very, And then I told you that when I was having trouble sleeping, I read two Star Trek novels, The Captain's Peril and The Captain's Honor. So I tell you, Janie, reading is a good thing.
It is. And you know what, Jerry? A lot of people told me at convention that when the lights went out, they listened to their book player, and their spouse, significant other, child, mother, whatever, got interested in the book player.
Wow.
Yeah. And I did the same. The Best Medicine, I found Who Needs God by Harold Kushner. We played that a little bit together. A lot of little things. And it really broke up the time, and you can have great discussions about it, which leads to my very quick book corner, because if I do this correctly, we have about 4 minutes left to this show.
Wow.
So, very quick, and they're for Thanksgiving specifically. A Quilter's Holiday. a quilter's book novel, something like that, by Jennifer Chiaverini, Chiaverini. It's a very nice story about quilting, making their own patchworks to put into this quilt, and each patchwork has a significant gratitude story attached to it. And there's a Sarah woman in the story who's going to have twins very soon. They're all in the same area. A blizzard's coming in. A girl meets a guy. There's all little cute little stories and vignettes. And it's a very nice story, A Quilter's Holiday by Jennifer Chiaverini. And the book I'm going to recommend for kids is called It's Thanksgiving. Jerry, you can handle this. It's 9
Yeah, I was just thinking about me.
minutes. 9 minutes. It's
Ooh, I
adorable.
like that.
It's geared for grades 2 to 4. And if I can do it real quick, it's a very short poem. Let's see if we can get it on here.
It's Thanksgiving by Jack Perlutsky.
By Jack Perlutsky.
Minutes.
Here it comes. When Daddy carves the turkey.
Daddy carves the turkey, it is really quite a sight. I know he tries his hardest, but he never does it right. He makes a fancy show of it before he starts to carve, and stabs in all directions while we're certain that we'll starve. He seems to take forever as we sit and shake our heads. By the time he's finished slicing, he's reduced the bird to shreds. He yells as loud as thunder just before he's finally through, for when Daddy carves the turkey, Daddy carves his finger, too.
That's red sauce on the turkey.
Yes, there you go. Gravy, as they say in Italian. Everything's gravy.
Oh, that's funny.
So, Jerry, it's 8:58. We have 2 minutes. Can you give me a quick either Thanksgiving thought or one last thought before I take it from you and end for tonight?
I just wanted to say to everyone who is listening or will be listening that Thanksgiving is a matter of something that you determine in your heart, that you want to be thankful for something. There's always something to be thankful for. And if you can't think of something, then maybe you should think and say, well, what am I really thinking about? And find a good book. Janie recommend a book. Don't ask me, comic books are mine. But ask Janie. She'll direct you to a good book about introspection and whatever. And if you want a comic book, you can ask me. But Thanksgiving, to me, means family. It means turkey, lasagna, manigot, and all the things. But most of all, it means thanking God for what he gave us.
Right. And I'm going to say on the same note, Thanksgiving means to give thanks, to give praise, to remember, to always be connected with people, find someone, hug them, say hello, be good to everyone, and continue doing great work, because the more you do little by little, the better the world will be. And on that note, we'll see you on December 12th.
12.
Right? 12th? Yes. 12. And be well, enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your families, and just stay safe. And always look on
the bright side
of life.
Bye.
Good night.
Ciao. No doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life.
All words, ideas, and content expressed on The Bright Side are solely those of Jane Degenshine and Jerry Marino.
And not necessarily those of the National Federation of the Blind, the Northeast New Jersey chapter, or WTOE Internet Radio Network.
If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten. and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, down, you silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. Hey, always look on the bright side of life. Come on, guys, cheer up. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Worst things happen at sea, you know. Always look on the bright side of life. I mean, what you gonna lose? You know, you come from nothing, you're going back to nothing. What have you lost? Always look on the bright side of life.
Hi, this is Joe Ruffalo of WTOE Radio. If you are a resident in New Jersey and would like to join one of our chapters or have some more information about our chapters, please contact me at 973-743-0075 or email me at nfbnj@yahoo.com.
Imagine climbing the tallest mountain in the world without ever seeing the path in front of you. Imagine winning a television game show without ever seeing television. Blind people reach their dreams every day. Hello, I'm Mark Maurer, President of the National Federation of the Blind. With the proper training and opportunity, blind people become lawyers, professors, and chefs. We develop new technologies and support our communities. We own businesses and homes. We are mothers, fathers, and grandparents. We raise our children and worry about the bills. For more information on blindness, visit our website at www.nfb.org or contact me, Mark Maurer, National Federation of the Blind, 1800 Johnson Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21230, or call 410-659-9314. We are the voice of the nation's blind.
You put your keys between your knuckles. You walk in well-lit areas. Someone approaches you and you grasp your cell phone tightly, ready at any second to dial the number for help. You lock the door behind you, once, twice, maybe 3 times. Now you feel safe, secure. You think you've made the right choices to protect yourself. Think again. Because if you're not making healthy choices, you could be one of the nearly 2 out of 3 women killed by cancer, diabetes, heart disease, or stroke. So eat right, get active, don't smoke, see your doctor, and live. Learn to protect yourself from yourself at 1-866-399-6789 or visit us at everydaychoices.org. A message from the American Cancer Society, American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Keith Zalley, your announcer here at throughoureyes.org. Thanks for tuning in to WTOE Radio's live broadcast. Our recording session will start shortly. While you are waiting, I'd like to ask all our listeners who have not yet registered at Through Our Eyes to consider doing so. Registering helps us ascertain whom our listeners are, where they come from, if they are blind or visually impaired, as well as other important information which helps us guide us in providing programming that will meet our visitors' needs. I urge all our listeners to register today. It's free and only takes a minute to complete the process. Please read our privacy policy so you can be assured that the information you provide stays with us and only us, and you'll never get any unwanted emails. Well, we're almost ready to begin. Since what you are about to listen to is live, after each recording of the show, you'll hear approximately